Good evening. This is one of those games that goes silent when I click off of it. Also, congratulations, Jigstraw, on being first. Yeah, this is Blasphemous. I've been told that this game is like a cross between Dark Souls and a Metroidvania, with the caveat that if you go in thinking of it like a Souls-like, you'll have fun, and if you go into it thinking of it like a Metroidvania, you won't have fun. So I'm just keeping that in mind. The aesthetic is certainly very distinct. I see all these hands and I'm just instinctively counting the fingers. It is not the sun rising, but our sins. Speaking of generative models, I think that number of fingers is fine, it's the number of hands that is questionable.
Because it is my guilt, I claim your grievous miracle.
I'll be honest,
Make my chest hurt with regret.
I was not expecting voice acting.
Forge your punishment and nail it deep. Shape my guilt once again.
I get a square base. Not anymore, I suppose. Well, at least she's not bleeding. Now the question is she still conscious in there, or was that just
thus,
death?
Guilt, repentance, mourning, and every pain of the soul of all kind were visibly and tangibly manifested everywhere and in all of us. Sometimes in the form of blessing and grace, sometime in the form of punishment and corruption. That divine will, equally pious and cruel, which we could not and will never be able to unravel, was called the miracle.
I mean, I feel like if I saw something doing this to people, I wouldn't turn around and be like, oh, I'm going to worship this. But then the people who did would put me up on a pole like that, so I guess that's how you select for people who do as they're told. So it looks like a bunch of us with the same hat have been punished and tossed into this pit with brands carved onto us. Thank you for the head pats. And I'm standing by a sword. For a very generous definition of standing. Also, thank you, Wraith, for the head pats and for redeeming OG Avatar. This is what I looked like when I started streaming. Press L1 to consume one of your biliary flasks and recover vitality. These consecrated flasks are refilled by kneeling in a prie-dieu. Find empty vessels to increase the amount that you can carry. Okay, I don't seem to have combos. I've also been told that your movement at the start of the game is the same as your movement at the end of the game. There's no such thing as an upgrade that gives you, say, a double jump. No, by all means, spend your planks. That's what they're for. Doesn't look like there's any sort of wall jump. Whoever they were, they don't deserve graves. Prie-dieu. Press triangle to rest at the prie-dieu, saving your game and refilling your health and flasks. Upon death, you will respawn at the last visited prie-dieu. Resting will cause enemies to respawn. Can I warp between them, or must I do everything on foot? I don't see any further interaction, so I presume everything's on foot. presume this thing is like mashing corpses. Alright, we're getting right into it. Yeah, I can't go under him unless he's rearing up, that's fine. Yeah, he's dead. Requiem Aeternum. I don't know what that means, but it sounds Latin. I am collecting his blood in my hat. Alrighty then. So I'm a bit of a weirdo. I can work with this. Catholic guilt the game. Luckily, I was never Catholic. You need key to the chamber of the eldest brother to open this door. I'll understand soon. I mean, I kinda see the aesthetic already. Just I personally was never Catholic. The Holy Line.
Regretful be the heart, penitent one. The anguish of the eldest brother has now come to an end. I am Deo Gracias, witness to and narrator of the acts of the grievous miracle. Such is my penance, as yours is silence.
You like triangles? You should totally get into 3D modeling. Everything is triangles.
The cradle of affliction is what you seek. This can be found in the mother of mothers of the churches. It is a remote place separated from the rest of these lands by a great sacred and forbidden door. Even a wise penitent like me knows nothing of what lies beyond those high walls. However, what I do know is that, according to the rule, one must carry out the 3 humiliations to gain access to what they guard. One of them must be performed in the high mountains, covered in thick blankets of snow and ice. Another in the depths of a dark, entombed church where the sleeper lies. And the last one at the end of the trail, carved by moans that claw their way out of an iron spiral. In the bowels of the bell named Hondo that grows into the earth. Take this thorn and place it on the handle of your sword. If, when the time comes, as you grip your weapon firmly, you notice that it wounds you and makes you bleed, having grown with more thorns sprouting from it, writhing over the figure of the Father carved into the knob, that will mean that you are at the mercy of the grievous miracle, whether for its punishment or its forgiveness.
You've acquired Thorn. Small gift from Deo Gracias, nailed into the effigy of the Twisted under the guard of your sword. The thorns arisen from the miracle feed on sin and guilt, growing with the burden that its bearer carries. You did just download Blender? Awesome. If you want later, I can show you how to get started. It can be a bit overwhelming if you're new. Looks like we've got a skill tree. Okay, so it looks like these are your skills, and these are just better versions of those skills. Alrighty. Are you friend? I'll take that as a no. Parry, counterattack, retribution. Press R1 to parry. This maneuver allows you to counter weak attacks and deflect heavy strikes. During a counter, press the square button at the moment of impact to perform a retribution, increasing the force of the blow and stunning some enemies. Is this a timing thing or does it just happen? It's a timing thing. It's almost instant as well. Not quite instant, but almost. That looks like something I could fall into. Well. Nope, it is just gross. Is for me. You required Verdials of the Forsaken Hamlet. In order to use this prayer, open the inventory and equip it. A song that filled the air during the festivities of a lost village. Its power finds its way through the floor, continues through walls and ceilings, harming the enemies of the penitent one. The ringing of a laced shell horn used to precede this chant, but now only empty silence remains. Whether in rain, sun, or wind, may this land blessed be. Whether walking or in deep sleep, may this land blessed be. Whether by day or in obscurity, may this land blessed be. L2 to invoke it. They use the fervor. Hit things to increase fervor. Okay. Not sure how I get up there. I'm sure I'll figure it out later. That's a dead horse. Does anybody have any incredibly popular opinions they'd like to get off their chest? I keep doing this instead of this. I was just playing Ender Lilies as my last train game before this, and in Ender Lilies, R2 is both dodge and parry. It's a dodge if you don't put in a directional input, and it's a parry if you do. Air Impulse, R2 plus square in the air to ascend after hitting an enemy. You can do this up to 2 times before landing. I've collected a baby. Can I return it? I don't want this. Children of Moonlight, you'll find them caged all over Custodia. You can release them with any technique at your disposal. It's like a weird pogo. I will presumably get used to it.
There is no answer to our plea. The miracle has forsaken us, and my ornate throne turns its back on those who await here.
Arrow. Press share to open up your map. Rather straightforward so far. Presumably this marker means that there's like something there that I can get that I haven't. Oh no, that's probably what the shrines are. Those are probably shrines. Bathwater? Nope, alright. Yes. Dove Skull. Equip rosary beads in your rosary to improve the characteristics of the penitent one. Find additional knots to increase the number of beads you can equip. So it looks like rosaries are passive bonuses, and then prayers are active abilities. I wonder where that leaves relics. Slightly strengthened defenses. That morning, when the bonfires were lit and the convicts were raising their ghastly pleas to the indifferent inquisitors, a white dove came down from heaven and perched upon the shoulder of a prisoner, where it stayed until it burned with him. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if a dove perched on somebody, I wouldn't continue to set them on fire. I'd be like, oh, you're probably cool. This is probably a message.
Thou hast called from the winch of the Order of the True Shrine. In this place, we gather the remains of those who were separated and forgotten, so we can grant them holy burial as our charitable rule prescribeth. Help us, these poor souls, O penitent one in silence. The Order blesses you.
So, like, I find people who have died and not received final rites, and then I bring them here. Puffy! Can I pet the dog? Is it going to do something horrible? Excellent. Phalanx of Brannon the Gravedigger. Collectible. Brannon Joshua Mullins dug the graves of hundreds throughout his life, whether friend, family, or foe. But when the chaos arose, there was no one left to return the favor. Wasteland to the buried churches. Definitely see why this game was unrated. You know, as if that wasn't obvious already. It is a very weird logo. I'm so used to being able to dash in midair. I really ought to try and learn the parry timing in this game. And also, I need to actually start counterattacking when I parry people. This probably leads back out to the thing that I saw. It's like a girl riding a guy, her skirts over his face. He's wielding a dead moose as a weapon. Speaking of dead, presumably I now find out what happens when I do. I don't need to be told how to dodge, thank you. I like how the image was the tutorial boss, as if they expected me to die there. It's very rude. What's your deal?
Sorrowful be the heart, penitent one. Welcome to Albero, sanctuary to this humble brotherhood of the Kissers of Wounds. Few remain here who can still employ it. But Tirso is my name. There are few of us who still care for the sick and ailing. With devout kisses, we bless the wounds of those who seek our protection. Thus both we and they remain at the mercy of the miracle. Time outside these walls passes by strangely. In sundowns we need not contemplate. But if your penance happens to carry you under set skies, be so kind as to bring us some ingredients for our ointments.
You forgot to say please.
The will in the miracle shall show you which ones they are.
What is this?
Penitent one, you who carry the painful guilt in your cracked hands. Lend it to us and alleviate our burden. Lend it to us and wipe away our tears. Because it is an act of penitence.
The virtue of mea culpa hath ascended. Visit these to increase the power of your sword. You can also spend Tears of Atonement to unlock combat techniques. Visit additional shrines and increase mea culpa's strength to access more powerful techniques. Okay, so this is where I spend stuff to get things. So power attack, combo, plunging attack, and attack while dodge. I tend to prefer power attacks, so I'll do this. Releasing after the first aura appears feels kind of anemic. Like, I'm gonna get you on second thought. I will collect that child at some point in the future. Where's the dog? Presumably that was some sort of stagger. there's the thing down here that I wanted. Rude. Oh, there's my stuff. Guilt fragment recovered. But I never did anything wrong. I don't feel the slightest bit guilty about anything. Take one more hit. He can't. Yes. Yella of Proclamation. Everything in this game is so grotesque. You have a chance of earning Tears of Atonement when destroying an object. That's the spare change in the couch cushion rosary bead, it seems. I can work at this. I wonder if a power attack would cleave through this shield. No, it would not. Also, I wonder if an aerial attack and a grounded attack have 2 different damage values. You hit thunder. Nice. Hopefully nothing breaks. I always really enjoy stormy weather. Capitiate of Barrack the Herald. Whether executions or lashings, Barrack was always there to proclaim them loudly, but his voice broke down gradually as, day by day, he had to announce the sentences of his entire family. I'll grab the child out of obligation, because I actually want it. Presumably I can't, do a retribution on an attack that knocks me backwards like that. Makes me skid. Oh, this is green.
Sister of mine, as I foretold you, someone is heading towards the Forbidden Gate. Someone who seeks the purge and excommunication of all that is sacred and rests there. No, do not place your doubts on me. I am ready.
I like that guy's armor better than mine. Can I take him? Or can I take his armor? I want it. Hello there. Return my blood to me. It's mine. Yeah, learning the timings of everything is going to be a challenge. I also find it kind of interesting the way that the main character kind of just like rubs the whole thing on his face. It's kind of weird. Also, normally I like power attacks. This one feels a little too slow to use. Maybe there's like an upgrade that makes it faster. Oh, I see. If I stagger somebody, I can execute them. I've already used up like all of my health. Hey, shortcut. Awesome. I can work with this. I keep accidentally doing the button inputs for like Ender Lilies. Like in particular, left trigger is interact with thing in Ender Lilies. I've not done it a huge number of times, but I've done it a few times now. Yeah, that doesn't quite reach far enough to do a sequence break. Well, that's just rude is what that was. Ooh. Is for me. Sicaria to your eyes the stars. Breathe him to the night skies, overwhelms the penitent one with the fury of the righteous, increasing the speed of his attacks for some time. There's a small girl with two star-like eyes who, when she looks up at me, makes me stay by her side. They say that she's a saint come down from the sky. Do not cry, my child, or I'll get lost on the way. What is it that tolls the bells in the distance? What is it that cries? On her face, eyes starlight. I'm trying to find a use for that power attack. I wonder if there's like some advantage to executing somebody like that? Or if it's just for aura. Like, presumably it's an instant death, but like, most of the time when I knock somebody down, I probably could have just killed them with raw damage. Probably restores more fervor. You're probably right. What have we here?
Behold what I present to you. Though a small piece, its great power should not be underestimated. Trust me, for I have the blood of kings on the palm of my hand.
Key to the chamber of the eldest brother, that's the thing that I needed to get to that door earlier. A forbidden key that was guarded by the eldest brother of the Brotherhood, but was eventually lost, thus forever sealing the chamber open.
What I am offering you here is as lustrous as the first star of the night. And may my eyes be blinded if I'm lying.
Hollow pearl, empty, tarnished sphere. There is no trace of nacre left, but it retains just a hint of bluish sheen. It creates fervor when destroying surrounding objects.
What I am offering you here is as lustrous, and may my...
Moss preserved in glass, minute jar filled with moss. The tiny white flowers that shimmer inside can grant some protection against toxins.
Behold what I trust me.
West item. I hear his lament, the one who was believed mute from the beginning. Since there were witnesses to the first miracle, the afflicted one who asked for punishment and had it granted to him. I hear his lament, even if the Father is no longer with us, even if only his images, large and small, remain in all the sacred places. I hear his lament. It is the miracle that makes me hear it. This is my punishment as the eldest brother, and guardian of this congregation whose mystery is the silence of the Father. I hear his lament, and I don't want to hear it anymore. I will have yours cover his. That is my penance. You know, the weird sort of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, idolization of suffering that certain demographics seem to have has always been really, really weird to me. That said, presumably there's a boss fight behind that door, so we'll see what there is to see. There's also stuff down there that I could possibly fall down to. I also never went up or right from here. One thing at a time, though. I like how people, like, impaled on sticks count as inanimate objects as far as that one thing is concerned. You've acquired Phalanx of Arthur the Sailor. He's spent his whole life looking after a mysterious totem. The evidence would prove the existence of an impossible castle built under the sea, protected by its incessant waves. I wonder if those are the bits and bobs of people that they were talking about earlier that I want to bring to them. Or that they want me to bring to them. So if I parry somebody, does that instantly put them into the state? No, it doesn't. Okay. Doesn't seem like there's any difference in damage between, like, grounded and mid-air attacks. I should probably be making notes on my map, huh? That would probably be wise.
In this place, help us these both.
I guess they don't want my bits and bobs. Other people's bits and bobs. I may have forgotten where that one door was. The one that the key that I've got opens. I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. Still not sure how I would approach collecting that. Unless there's some, like, really long dash that I can do to get from there to the other one. Also, now that I'm getting more used to it, the parry window seems kind of forgiving. Yeah, here we are. Let me in. Blood perpetuated in sand. Equip relics to change your perception of the world. Each one has different unique effects, and you can equip up to 3 of them at the same time. You want me to say multiple Random Master where I play Blasphemous, Hollow Knight, Ninja Lilies, and constantly get the controls mixed up? Oh, goodness. It does sound like something that I would do, and something that I would do. Preserve blood with miraculous properties. With the passage of its bearer, new ledges are revealed, formerly invisible to the beholder's eyes. The miracle is truly unfathomable, and no one knows the origin of the blood that swirls around the wearer's feet. Take this bag and fill it with sand. Now, imbue it with the blood spilling from these dreadful wounds, so it will turn crimson red. With it, you will show the way through these dry lands to those who are yet to follow. Leave me now. I want to say my prayers, for I will soon be joining the dry sap of these roots that painfully embrace our Father. So now I can see ledges that I couldn't see before, I guess? I've got it equipped. May as well run back this way, see if there's anything over here that I either missed. Oh, there we are. What can do now? What are the rules for this? Is it just a timing thing, or is it if I... Is it if I... Right now, I'm assuming that it's like a time limit thing. Right, new thing. Give Tirana of the Celestial Bastion, a prayer that abuses the bounties of the miracle to sanctify the very air around whoever intones it. It generates a barrier of divine lightning that damage any enemies trying to cross it. I do not fear punishment for wanting to know what is forbidden, for asking more than I should, for wanting to look beyond the olive groves. I do not fear punishment for everything hails from the divine. This looks like the door that I could conceivably open. What's down here? Death. Death is what is down there. When the penitent one dies, erring in his penance, a guilt fragment is anchored in the world. The weight of guilt accumulates and reduces the gain of fervor and tears of atonement, as well as the maximum fervor. Collect guilt fragments to recover, or find somebody who can ease your burden. So you don't drop your stuff, but it does throttle your ability to gain new stuff. That's an interesting twist on it. Typically in Souls, like, you just drop everything. And then if you die a second time without having recovered it, you just don't get it back. I call shenanigans on that one. I do see that thing up there. Or as I can tell, I have no way to get up there. And over here is where I started the game. And I never actually walked left. So since I'm in the area, may as well try that. An attempt was made. There is something up there, I just can't use it right now. And now I gotta walk right for a long time. At least updating my checkpoint doesn't take a super long time. I keep expecting to be able to dash in midair, and I just can't. Oh, that's how I get this thing. Okay. Well, that answers that. painted wood bead. Sphere covered in yellow varnish, the chipped paint betrays its origin. Holm oak of the Forest of the Holy Line. It recovers health when destroying objects. Gotta be on the same line level to execute somebody, it seems. Makes sense. It's not a bad amount of healing either. Not sure what this is about, but it's probably significant. There was also that puppy. I hope the puppy is okay. This doesn't look like a world where people are very likely to be okay in general. I'm gonna take a 5-minute break here. Please use this time to refill your beverage, go to the bathroom. Anything that would take you about 5 minutes. I will see you shortly. I return after 5 minutes instead of 3 days. I'll give it that, that's. I definitely see why people say to go into this thinking of it like a Souls-like and not like a Metroidvania. This definitely feels way more like a Souls-like. It's weird that hitting this a second time doesn't close the map. Oh well. I probably could have knocked that one over last time as well. Oh, I guess the idea is that if you fall, you have to like fight your way out. I presume anyway. If that guy was going to be in the way every time, it wouldn't be much of a shortcut, I think. Bridge of the Three Cavalries. I guess they didn't have that many horses to go around. This game probably came out before Uma Musume. Oh hey, what's up?
Here lies the door, on whose bronze the ordeals of those chosen by the miracle are perpetuated. On it, for the art of these images to be worshipped and revered, ornamentation must take place. His sculpted holiness watches us, rigid, from on high. But it is the relief of the bronze that dictates who is worthy of passing under its adorned arch. Find the holy visages, and the bronze will know. For fickle are the wishes of the miracle.
So I guess this is like that one statue from Super Metroid where it lights up with every boss that you kill. And then once you've gotten them all, it like opens an elevator. Can you open the camera with the right stick? Yes, I've been doing that. I learned my lesson from Ender Lilies. Almost so much learned a lesson, so much as like learned a new thing to try. Oh, bro isn't there. It is a shortcut. Okay. Okay, what's down here? Presumably over there is instant death. Oh, I just straight up don't have enough fervor to cast the spell that I have equipped. That's kind of funny. Intutia's carnal remains. That's a quest item, not a collectible. Remains of the murdered novice Tintutia that were isolated from the rest so she could not receive a holy burial. Okay, that's the exact words I think that the guy used, so... Next time I'm in the area, I will hand those over. As much of a loot gremlin as I am, I have no need to cling to the covens of a young girl. I can't really think of any reason I'd do that ever. What's through here? Okay. You are rid of guilt. Well, if you to assume I felt any in the first place. Nerd. I wonder if there's like a cost associated with using that thing, if you actually have like guild scattered around the world, or if it's just like, you made it to a central point. Go forth. There's a locked door there. Rude. And I did stick my nose in here, but I didn't actually go through here because I wanted to see what was the other way. Oh. This is fine. I wonder if I can iframe through these. Generally, with environmental hazards, the answer is no, but you never know until you actually try it. Oh, I wonder if doing that would, like, maybe refill one of my healing flasks? I don't think I necessarily have a reason to think that. It might just be wishful thinking. Like, it would be nice. Nope, it is seemingly just aura farming. I can work with that. Roach's flash stepped up to me. This is fine. And I'm dead. I'm gonna have this flip with a CRT filter. Funny you ask, because, I'm all the way up here. That's bothersome. Yeah, funny you ask, because, I could actually choose, if I felt so inclined, I could actually choose to put on a CRT filter. With, like, the bubble warp screen and everything. That said, I think I prefer it without. Maybe I'll change my tune later, who knows, not me. I never know what I'm thinking. Unless there's like chicken nuggets in front of me, in which case what I'm thinking is probably either, ooh, chicken nuggets, or I wish I could eat those. What happens if you apply a CRT filter while using a CRT monitor? I am very much not using a CRT monitor, so I couldn't say. Perhaps somebody else will perform this experiment for science. Or just apply a CRT filter twice, that's also an option. This is not where I need to be. And then I got bullied by the stage hazards. Can I just not dodge through those? I guess that makes sense, because there was nothing on the ground there. Looks like this thing can hit underneath me. Alright, I can work with that. Try it. I felt like a baseball person. I don't know what they're called. The people who, like, use the bats, what do they call it in baseball? I genuinely don't know. Umpire, catcher. I'm taking your word for it. Hello. It's wall. Do it again? No? Okay. This is fine. This doesn't feel like it's meant to work like this, but I'm happy that it does. I see that locked gate there. I have no healing, half my health, bring it on. What? Wait, no, don't fade to black. I was on my feet. I can still play coach. Rude. Also rude. Also rude. Everybody in this game is so rude, including, like, the inanimate objects. Seems like there's an element of RNG to if somebody gets staggered or not. And once again down here with basically no life. But it was a V2 for to begin with, so I already knew that. This is fine. I've always had a fondness for the aesthetic of using like a candelabra as a weapon. Which is very fun. Rude. Okay, what was all this for? Empty bile vessel. Vessel made of crystal and gold, capable of holding the hallowed bile that emanates from the morning fountains. I presume that fountain at the start of the game was a morning fountain? Oh, if it isn't, I've got the thing for it now. One way or the other. Are you friend-shaped?
From a place of blessings have I been entrusted with watching over you, penitent one. Thus it has been arranged. My name is Viridiana. I have been granted a gift with which I can assist you in carrying your burden if required. But only you can make that choice.
Okay.
Penitent one in silence. Will you require my assistance with your next task?
I don't know what my next task is. I'll say no and then see if I need it later.
Here I shall remain, lest you change your mind.
Well, they put a respawn point here. They seem to think that this is something serious. Maybe it's a boss fight. This feels boss fight shaped. Alrighty. En piedad. Yeah, whenever something like that happens, I presume that it's because in playtesting people got their shit rocked too hard and they're just like, alright, we'll just make this easier. Seems like that does hit that thing multiple times, that's good. So I want to make sure that I'm not sitting at full spell power. What's over this way? Is there like a weapon damage up thing right here that I could use? I presume this is fast travel? Alrighty. Bouquet of Time. Bunch of aromatic herbs common in the past amidst the cliffs of the Bronze Borders. Today, however, their scarcity makes them increasingly valuable, especially for those who discern their healing abilities. We're back here. Oh, so the number of statues that I find is the rank of skill that I can get, and then I'm spending currency to actually unlock things. Let's look at those then. And it said that time has healing properties, so I'll give that over here.
Merciful be, penitent one. With your contribution, the work of this brotherhood carries on.
Linen cloth. A useless rag that seems to slightly vibrate at times, emitting an unintelligible buzz. The affliction sometimes leaves its mark on mundane-looking objects, unable to reveal the miracle under its mantle of corruption. So there's a miracle at play there, it just needs to be purified, I guess?
This poor lass, many tears were shed in her blessed name. 1,000 prayers do not clarify whether or not the grievous miracle is a manifestation of true holiness. Still, in our heart lieth no doubt that she was unjustly punished. Find the next remnants. The Order blesses thee.
Tears of Atonement. It said that I got Tears of Atonement, but I don't see them. Maybe I'm just misinterpreting something? Okay, I guess. Can I put this thing into the vial vessel? Okay.
This place is another dream, penitent one. They believe me a saint, worthy of devotions, and the only thing I granted to their prayers was the saltpeter that runs through the stark land and rises through our bodies. The punishment of the miracle for the false idol is to grant them false holiness. Do not try to obtain my name, for it is also covered in salt. Bring me anything that can be blessed, so you might crush this fate of mine and let me cross to the other side of this false dream.
Okay. Linen cloth?
Behold the linen cloth that soaks the sweat of fevers, of thoughts, of dreamt sins. a tool that obtains secret and forbidden confessions, even from those who already departed to the other side of the dream. In the name of the High Wills, I bless this relic. Watch over it, for it is now pure and sacred.
Shroud of Drugged Sins.
Bring me anything that...
It's another relic. Yellowish fabric witnessed to febrile confessions. It still quivers in the face of tortured souls, allowing one to listen to those who can no longer speak.
Bring me...
Face of tortured souls. Think of anybody who would count as a tortured soul that can no longer speak. Not off the cuff, but perhaps later? Well, yeah, that was certainly, I think, worth, allowing myself a detour over. I presume that parrying is directional. The form of Hernandez the Explorer. Victor Hernandez was chosen to lead an expedition into civilized barbaric tribes. He was sentenced for heresy when he suggested that Custodia was the most uncivilized of all known places. Sounds about right. And there's an open gap up there. But it seems like the only meaningful way forward is through this thing. Because this is locked. I don't know if I can get up there. Actually, I didn't actually check. I need a bunch of things open for this. Pretty sure that the boss that I saw is one of them. This door is closed. I don't have a way to get up here that I'm aware of. I just have to get good and lock in. Or maybe ask what's her face for some help. I don't actually know what asking for help gives as an advantage. Maybe it's meant to be impossible if you don't ask for help, I don't know. I feel like that's probably not it, but it is in my nature to speculate. The guitar in this track sounds kind of like an early boss theme from SMT4. Looks like I do have a bit of invincibility for a short time after using a spell. Though I do need to successfully use the spell. Alrighty. I'm pretty sure I don't need help for this. I am curious what form the help takes. I also see the thorns kind of like crawling over what I'm going to call my mana bar. Like, oh yeah, that is definitely making me weaker as I die. also forgot that I could parry, hypothetically. How long does that stay up? When he horks the thing, and it like leaves something on the ground. Oh, those reach further later in the fight. Okay. This is fine. The helix shape that I'm seeing on a lot of the iconography reminds me of the brand of the Eclipse, or the brand of Sacrifice, sorry, from Berserk. Okay, so he's in the category of knocks me back when I get hit by him, even if I parry it. I presumably cannot parry the thorns. Certainly not like that. I do wish that the death screen didn't last as long as it did. It's not particularly long, but it could be faster. And like watching this every time is a little bit bothersome. It is what it is, though. Oh. I keep forgetting about the thorns. They have like a different visual cue that's not on the guy's body. You just have to remember that he like stomped his foot half a second ago. I also don't know if there's a way to not get shoved into a corner like that. It also occurs to me that this boss literally... This boss literally just has the exact same moveset as Muriel from Ender Lilies. The boss that I couldn't beat without the parry ring. Like, it's basically exactly the same. Yeah, I wonder if what's her face's help takes the form of like... Oh wait, there we go. That's why I could throw him. Never mind. It's when he raises his leg I can go. Goes down how you cast spells in this game. I've like forgotten every input. I Thank you for the hydration. And for the head tats. I think I'll cut this guy's number now. Those pushes on the ground are really annoying, but aside from that... Arm swipes don't trigger thorns. The children dropped me in midair. I am genuinely curious what the girl's help entails. I think if she'll face some sort of like brutal, unfair consequences, she's not able to help me because I didn't let her. No reason not to parry all of his melee attacks. Unless I want to go under his foot. And he's dead. Requiem Aeternum. Whatever that means, thank you for the head pats. And he's gone. Are you my mom now? She doesn't have a head on. I wonder what, I was gonna say, I wonder what what's her face makes of me killing that without her, but here we are. Guess I'm just not allowed to go back? It's like a petrified ocean. Filled with corpses. Okay.
In the name of the great ordeal and the sons of the miracle, when you humbled yourself before my most holy body, You have been granted the presence of my golden visage, custodian of one of the three sorrows, of the soul in penance. Our miracle has chosen me amongst all the peers, just as it chose you, to walk on this sacred sea. May the gold in my visage melt and erase the attrition of your soul. Heart of guilt, return now from the dream.
Holy wound of attrition. That put some kind of icon on my UI. Mark left by the golden visage that reveals the cleanliness of attrition in the soul of the penitent one. Can I go back now? And she's gone. She's like, fine, I guess he didn't eat me. Once again, maidenless I am a maiden, I don't need another one. Desecrated sister.
You have carried out the first humiliation of penance.
No, I didn't realize I'd be humiliating other people. I'm suddenly far more on board with this.
You have met the visage of attrition. You have yet to prostrate before two last holy visages.
He's helping, but I'm a little insulted that he doesn't know, that he thinks that I don't know what 3 minus 1 equals. Granted, this does seem like a deeply religious land, so like basic mathematics might not be something you can take for granted. Anyway. I made it like an hour and 45 minutes before I said something mean about the religious. Oh well. It was gonna happen at some point. You okay there, dude?
Blessed are the eyes that with devotion see my tormented heart. Let the ones who are joyful in affliction and fasting come to me, for they are pleasant penance. 6 sting pains lance my flowery breast. Take the first one and purge one of your 6 mortal stains of the soul.
Okay. Oh, I have some health. Awesome. I guess every time I find her, she'll raise my health. I can work with this. Scaphoid of Fierce the Leper, rejected by his family, his village, and even by other lepers. Fierce only found solace in the echo that his voice returned to him when he took refuge in the tunnels of the desecrated cistern. I like how all the collectibles are just gubbins off of people. Well, like is a strong word, but I find it interesting. Collected yet another child. This looks kind of stinky. That is very stinky. Okay. not going in there anytime soon. Unless I find like a air filter anytime soon. It's a rather ornate banner, I like it. Yeah? No? Okay. He looks like more stink. I'm looking for something like another healing point. Yeah, just to see if there's any low-hanging fruit, that kind of thing. Yeah, jumping over these guys with my jumping impeded by the water seems like a challenge. I presume that this guy's power is to revive the people that I've killed. Oh cool, we're back here. You know what, I bet that I need this in order to get through the poison
What I'm
bits.
off, may my eye. What I'm off, and may my.
Lost preserved in glass. How much was this
What I'm
again?
off, and may my.
1,000? May as well grab it since I'm here. Clean out your stock. Any comments?
Let us be captives of the miracle, penitent one. Do not be surprised to find this merchant here. This ancient occupation requires me to be wherever I can obtain rewarding benefits. Call me Candelaria. For what I sell would make your eyes light up like the high bonfires. I will not ask you for any money whatsoever. Those forbidden tears you shed would be more than enough for me. Go ahead, cast your darkened eyes over these valuable treasures.
I like how I bought out all of her stock and then asked her how a shop works. It's gotta be him, brother. The miracle is within these walls, said the friar, scared. Grab that piece of wood and help me block his cell, answered the other friar, younger than him. And, while they both parted slowly, listening to the screams and banging through the massive wooden door, a small round object rolled from under it. The ashen gray air lashed at us. We could hardly breathe and remained locked up in the parish, placing damp cloths on the doors and windows. We were suffocating. Then, one fateful night, there was a knock on the door, and I could see a woman who, without a word, had placed on the floor a cloth with patches of pearly moss on it. I stared at her in disbelief, as she appeared to have smeared the moss on her nostrils. Then, turning around, the woman left. Hopeful, I recounted what I had witnessed to the brothers, and we decided to spread the substance on our noses as she had done. It wasn't long before we were able to breathe normally, and we waited without fear until the ashen, leaden sky would regain its blue color. So, I presume that lets me get through the stink clouds. It still hurts. Not as much, but it does still hurt. I'm just gonna chance it and see what happens. Mistakes. Mistakes happen. But, you know, there was no way to find out other than to attempt. That said, I don't think I'm getting my stuff back anytime soon. So I'm not getting my thing back. Unless I were to like burn all of my healing along the way. Which is certainly an option, just not what I'm excited to pursue. And then I got hit by 3 of these things in a row. As one does. Is for me. Another empty vial vessel. Now I've got 2 of them. Get up and tell us what you witnessed, said the scribe without averting his gaze from the paper. I received an order for the exhumation of a penitent who had been buried about a year ago, answered the gravedigger. He was well loved in Albero, and many parishioners approached his grave, but when I dug him up, I saw blood coming from a crack in his sarcophagus, blood red as wine. Those who were there rushed to open the lid of the coffin and carried him on their shoulders, watching as blood gushed out from the side. Others ran to their houses, searching for buckets and bottles to keep all that blood that wouldn't stop flowing out. And there's 2 of the same thing. Santo Credo, verse 1, His Holiness, because of his high penance, must endure suffering in his soul in 3 ways. Each of the ways is a motive, and each motive is a sore. Hence, these 3 sores are the keys to his eternal pain and must be guarded. What? I just cut my wrist or something? What? How'd I do that? Weird, but okay. So I guess I do have to run through the poison, because I don't think I've got any pathways forward. Unless I can open this because I killed, what's-his-face? And meant like the first of the faces. That might be it. There's also just not as much poison in here as I thought there was, so maybe I just go through here. In my mind, this was just another room that was filled with poison. Rude. get this yoink. Humorous of McMittens the nurse. A nurse and cat lover, McMittens saved countless lives, human and others. Unable to bear those who showed no respect for life, he put an end to his own. I mean, I suppose he had his principles and he was willing to stick to them. Let me have this at least. I wonder if I'm like meant to pogo off of the guy in order to get over there. Or if like maybe I get something that lets me disregard the slowing of the water there. It must be around here. The bell will not stop ringing. I hear its jingling even in my dreams. My hands are wounded from all the digging. It must be around here. Just one more wound. I hear it close by. Can't jump. Get it? Ugh. Annoying. And what have we here? Refill empty biliary vessel in exchange for 500 tears? Sure. Oh, that gave me a... I took one of these things and gave me an extra healing potion. Awesome. And I can also use this as like a way to purchase more, as a way to like purchase a heal out in the field far away from things that would otherwise heal me, I guess. Good. Okay, speaking of though, I want to find one of these things so I can save my game and so on. Can't do anything here. Thank you for that, Pats. And for the hydration. That said, with 3 healing things, maybe I could get through that poison down below. Idle Station was the character looked up and started crying blood. What have we here? Did I just find the far end of a shortcut before I found the near end of a shortcut? I'm trying to guess where, like, the most likely place to find a rest point would be. Some stink in here. I'm in danger. Well, that's one way to find myself back at a checkpoint. Well, we may as well call it there for the night. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it each and every time. Next scheduled stream is going to be on Wednesday. It's going to be StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty. Next time that I'm playing Blasphemous in particular is going to be on Friday. Posing like Dio, alright. But yeah, have a wonderful night. I hope to see you again. Good night.